Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how I put soft plastic lures onto my jigs quick and easy. This will work with curly tails, paddle tails, split tails, whatever tails, all different sizes and types of jigs, you name it, it'll cover it. And I'm going to demonstrate it with these bad boys right here. First up is the firetail grub that I will put on this 1/8 ounce jig head. The first thing I do when I pair any lure and jig is size them up. So how I do that, I'm going to lay these two alongside each other. This is what it should look like when I'm done with it. So you see the hook is coming out the bottom there. It's lining up along the 8th rib of the grub, so I'm going to go ahead and make note of that as I begin to put these two together. And even if I was using something with a smoother surface, I would still make a mental note of where that hook needs to come out. Now I'll start putting the grub on the jig by running the hook point through the front of the lure. I need to make sure the hook stays in the middle of the lure so it has a nice even finish when I'm done. The trickiest part is knowing when to push the hook out, and to do that I need to know where the hook point is at all times. The best way I know how to do this is to wiggle the lure back and forth. I'm trying to find that line where the lure is easy to bend and where it isn't. That line tells me exactly where the hook point is. As I continue sliding the grub onto the hook, I'm going to give it a bit of a wiggle to make sure I know exactly where the hook point is. And then I'll just continue doing this until I get the hook point down to that 8th rib, the spot I made note of earlier where I want the hook to come out. When I've gotten it there, I'll go ahead and push it out and then slide the grub up onto the shank. And this right here is exactly what I'm looking for. But let's say I lost track of the hook point and I undershot or overshot it. No need to worry. Let's say like right here, I'm overshooting this big time. Look at that, that looks like trash. So I'm gonna go ahead and back this thing out. I'm gonna go ahead and back it down the shank and then run the hook point back up inside the lure. Now I'm going to reassess where it should have gone, find that spot, slide the hook point out, and then back up onto the shank. No harm, no foul. With minimal damage to the plastic, this thing is ready to go. Now to demonstrate this works with other different types of jigs, I'm going to do it again with a smaller chartreuse curly tail grub that's gonna be paired with a 1/16 ounce Roadrunner jig. And I'm gonna do it a little quicker this time. Once again, I'm going to size it up. It looks like this hook is going to come out between the 4th and 5th rib of this curly tail. So once I've got my size estimate, I'm going to run the hook point through the grub. Then as I begin running it through the grub, I'm going to give it a little bit of a wiggle to make sure I know where that hook point is. And as I keep doing that, I'm going to slide that all the way down to that 4th or 5th rib. And when I've gotten it there, I'll go ahead and slide the hook point out. When it's out, I'll go ahead and push it up onto the shank, and that right there is ready to rock. Now I would tie on one of these guys using one of 3 knots, either a uni knot, an improved clinch knot, or my favorite, the Palomar knot. You can learn to tie all of these knots with this playlist I've got here on the right, or if you want to learn other fishing rigs you can use in your fishing adventures, I have a playlist here on the left you can check out. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next one.